Sega Genesis, one of my favorite 16-bit systems that sadly got beat up by the Spidey Super Nintendo, which I think the Super Nintendo is just an overall average system. Yeah, I find Nintendo average. Basically, Sega was always a better company to me, and I be honest, their system. Even I actually like the sound better. It's better. Seriously, the FMs are quite good. Interact. Meet their leaps and bounds ahead of the Super Nintendo. Nintendo USB samples. Sure, you may be saying it. Is there better? But let's be honest. To me, you want to some cool FM that actually sound rather pretty in a good way of saying red. This nest sounds more to me more. This to me more sounds like it's only capable of doing some generic stock music. Yes, I said it. This nest sounds like something out of like generic stock music. Let's just say. But what? Sadly, the Sega Genesis had lost compared to the average SNES, but what if there was an alternate universe where the Sega Genesis actually won over the SNES? In fact, what if there was a video game company, that managed to outmeet Nintendo in every system? Oh, my folks, here is my alternate timeline. Here we go to the alternate zone. Here, well, that was about 1983, and Nintendo would have released Famicom in Japan, where we would know it as the NES around 1985. But wait, what if it wasn't popular in North America? Well, this is the case where is my imagination. I'd imagine around 1983, something special was released. It was the Beamtec Hyperstation, released by a company known as Beamtec Corporation. Now, before we dive into that system, let's get into Beamtec's entire history. Or so my imagination is. Around 1965, under the name of Kevin Lenzel's, they had a brand new chip that can make editing much more powerful, but with no cost at all. He was choosing some folk for this plan, focusing on the design of it. It wasn't in production yet, as he thought it would be too costly by now. Until he realized what he needed was a special stick in the which just began what he wished for. Something it didn't show on it, and let me tell you, it was pure gold. Gold never seen before. Such legends that will arrive soon once this being ship happens. Now, more ways, he was able to make money. More money than ever before in air time, honestly. It would have been later shown around a consumer around a super mega show and around somewhere around Kentucky. It's unknown. It's unknown really. This version has been seen since after 1971. As you can see, as you would have seen, he would have demonstrated the beam chip and its capabilities. Sadly, a lot of people didn't believe this was true, and this is a bunch of fake. It's just but however, it all was true, or so you would have thought. And it really demonstrated it well with all of its powered sources, but still, no one could believe in that. Which still let him lost up 1970, where two other people, James Redzer and Jonathan Filo, said they had some beam chips that were They were found. These bean chips, there were like a million of them. I mean, seriously, there were a million. I could have counted all of those. It would have taken forever. Basically, they were not so huge. They were very easy to reproduce, and they were infinitely charged. But seriously, you would have absolutely no idea if those were ever to exist. Those were just what I tell you. Yeah, it was some of the best of all time. So they used it for their own, to bring something new to the table. They tried many experiments and such, trying to make it so it makes one more powerful source, some revolutionary. And then it came something more. An arcade machine around 1976. A new arcade machine was made, and while it was not the first arcade machine like there was Pong, it was rather revolutionary for the time, as the graphics were more complex than ever. Instead of just white squares just going around like running another, it was actually really, the tanks looked like something. I mean, it looked like something you would see out of the NES. I mean, it was. I mean, it had a back. It had a sand-like background. There were walls. There a green tank. You were controlling a green tank or a red tank, and it was all that. And it was super revolutionary. And that's why it was. And in fact, the tank's why it was called Master Tanks. This game was rather revolutionary for its time. It was really one of its best of all time. Sadly, however, it was extremely obscure at the time, as no one even knew about it, as barely any arcade machines of that game even existed at that point. Really, due to it was kind of pretty hard to develop for such machine chips they created out of that chip. Yes, that. With this bean chip, they were both the new chip. It was the Blaster Core V99. Now, this is actually where they kind of changed the name Beam Chip to Omega Chip, just so they could call themselves Omega Team. Yes, that would have been their actual name around 1976 up until 1983. Basically meaning that they would call this the Omega chip, and was called the Omega Zone ZR or 99. This chip was used in all their arcade games past, and will eventually be used around 1991. And will eventually later be used for the Beamtec Corporation prototype. Or it was called the Omega Team Omega Station before it was abolished and replaced with a brand new chip made out of the Omega chip or Beam chip, called the radar beam until 649. It then came. There are other games. Now, as for the other arcade games at the time, while we have discussed Master Tanks, there were other games. For example, a space game where you shoot most friendly aliens where they are going in a rather orbit-like pattern called hyper invasion. It was rather boring, or technically graphically better at the time, as the graphics look rather more 16-bit. And then there was Bugtown. Gary plays late going through a town. Be careful though, there are cars everywhere, and if you go into one of them, you die. You have one hit solo. Won't be expecting any stuff here. So and then you get. However, there are some power-ups to help you on the way. There was a shooting that give you three yellow plaster balls. I think plaster balls. Yeah, plaster balls is what it says. However, you can only get 3 that box. There are more. Well, guess what? That won't happen. So basically, you're in the commission of that. Another is the speeder up, which doesn't really help because it speeds you up. Which will actually put you at a pretty high speed. Actually, around up to the India, it's about only 50% speeds away from 10% speed away from going up to the NES speed limit. Yeah, we're talking about a Pro Master here. Then there was Ultra Wars, a rather strategy chess game. Yeah, I will be honest, that game really sucked. Then there was Radar Cross. Yeah, it was kind of hard to pronounce. Radar Cross. Yeah, RATDAR Cross. There's a rat on a motorcycle in a top-down view, but the controls were like a side-scroller, which is where the puzzle link comes in. As you navigate through all of this top-down view and badness that you see in top-down game, such as controls. This is considered a more strategy game. This was more of a strategy game, basically. But it doesn't mean that the controls are rather bad for such that idea. Really want to control like that. But then again, that was on purpose to make it more of a puzzle game. And it kind of showed. And it was after once you get into the controls, you actually will have fun in this game. And then there was the final in the library. There was Verwin scope. There was a regular space shooter, except that it was in a grid motion. Like in him, but to destroy a cube. And it pops out in smaller cubes, and it goes on. It's similar to Buster Brothers, really. And then that was about it. Except with prototypes. Prototypes of those games do exist, but there were no unreleased games, really. However, there were some consoles before the final production of the Beamtec Hyperstation, where they were called Omega and there were such different companies. For example, we'll get to those at a later time. So, see ya.